Yo, what's good, people? It's your boy D5D, and I'm back with another video. Today is Monday, August 25th. It is 3:11. I'm waiting to get a live unload. I'm out here in Peoria right now. Then a 3-hour drive back to the crib at some point in time. You know, this is going to be my day. Pretty smooth day today. Now, let's talk weed for truck drivers. Alright, so I'm browsing the internet and whatnot. I get this article that shows up. This is on transporttopics.com, coming from Noel Fletcher. Now, here's the article right here. It says the ATA seeks dot action on marijuana downgrade proposal. The Trucking Industry Federation opposes downgrading drug due to safety concerns centered on driver impairment. So y'all hear that? Why? That's my question. Why? Why do you care what I do in my free time? If they're gonna declassify, weed should obviously not be in the same category as meth and heroin and these different hard drugs. It should not be in the same category. Everybody who's tried weed at some point in time in their life would obviously recognize that weed is not some gateway drug that leads to you being a goddamn meth head. If you was gonna be a meth head, you was gonna be a meth head from the jump. I don't know what to say. I don't know nobody. I've never seen nobody become a heroin addict because they tried weed. I've never seen it. Have y'all seen it? If y'all have, y'all let me know. And you know, I don't smoke myself. I'm clean. I gotta follow the rules, just like I'm pretty sure most of y'all do. If y'all truck drivers or if y'all in any other field where y'all gotta follow and abide by drug regulations and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and read a little bit of this article here. The American Trucking Association has asked the Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy to provide clarity on the long-pending federal proposal to reclassify marijuana as a less harmful drug, a move that the ATA has opposed due to safety concerns centered on driver impairment. ATA Chief Operating Officer Dan Huvoff, in a 2-page letter, reaffirmed that the ATA's commitment to work with the U.S. DOT and all stakeholders on strategies to prevent marijuana-related crashes and fatalities. He stressed that the ATA has no formal policy on the legislation of marijuana. Rather, Horvath said that the ATA is deeply concerned about the safety risk of rescheduling marijuana without explicit safeguards to preserve the necessary testing authority and technical requirements for DOT-regulated safety-sensitive workers. All right. The Trump administration has indicated that it may take action on the unresolved proposal from the Drug Enforcement Administration to reclassify marijuana from the most serious category of federal drug offenses to a lesser category. This proposal was introduced during the Biden administration. All right. We appreciate your commitment to evidence-based safety policies and the vitality of the trucking industry, as well as your willingness to engage on issues that affect both our workforce and the traveling public, Huvoff wrote. In particular, Huvoff sought clarity on whether DOT would retain the authority and capability to test marijuana use by commercial motor vehicle drivers and other safety-sensitive transportation workers should the reclassification move forward. He noted that these concerns were raised with previous DOT leadership and professional discussions and letters, but no resolution occurred. In a congressional testimony, Secretary Pete Buttigieg stated that DOT believes testing for regulated safety-sensitive transportation workers will not be affected by the rescheduling. However, ATA never received a response to our correspondence. So pretty much, they received no response, and them trying to hold the authority to keep testing truck drivers for smoking weed. I don't know. Y'all let me know this. Maybe I might be tweaking. How many people do y'all know in y'all daily life that have been in car accidents because they were high? There's not a term. Everybody knows the term drunk driver. He was driving drunk and he crashed. He was driving drunk. Did this. He was driving drunk. Did that. A lot of people have been affected by drunk drivers, but guess what? I could get behind this wheel and get drunk and go drive. Obviously, I shouldn't do it. Just like I can get high behind this wheel and go drive. But this is the difference. If I can cut this truck off after driving for 11 hours, get fucking wasted, sit in the back of my truck or go home, get wasted, come back the next morning with a hangover, and start driving again. Nobody bats an eye. Drinking is bad for your liver. It causes you to gain weight. It's a toxin. It's a fucking toxin. Everybody got their vices. Let me choose how I want to choose to handle my vice. Because a lot of truck drivers smoke cigarettes. A lot of them smoke Black and Milds. A lot of them drink. And some of them do the combination of both. You'll see a lot of truck drivers or a lot of people in fields where you can't smoke, where they on Black and Milds, and they drinking all the goddamn time. And that's because some of them might have been weed smokers and they can no longer do it. Some people always did it, you know? I would be one, like, I don't even remember what it feel like to be high no more. But when I'm out with my you know what I'm saying, with my peoples, or for instance, it was my homeboy birthday yesterday. And, you know, we had a little Don Julio or whatnot, but they're like, man, yeah, let's go ahead and go roll up this green. Me and C Cash, we can't smoke. We can't smoke. You're not gonna risk it. It's not even worth risking. But it's just the fact of, like, damn, I really gotta sit here and be like, man, I can't even smoke. I can't smoke. I can't do nothing. Like, obviously, I can't do that. I knew that coming into the trade, into the field. But then, as more time goes on, you think to yourself, man, this is a very, very stressful job. This is a stressful ass job, and I can't even roll up a goddamn blunt by the time I get off work. I can't have a blunt waiting for me when I get to the crib. I know a lot of y'all feel my pain. I know a lot of y'all feel my pain when it comes to this. Like, you stop smoking weed and you stop caring about it, you forget how it feel, etc., etc. But it would be nice to be able to roll up a joint or a backwood or whatever the fuck and just flame it up on some after you get off work as for some relaxation. What's wrong with that? I'm not in the truck, and weed leaves your system way faster than alcohol would. Weed doesn't impair your vision. Doesn't do none of that. Now, I got something else to show y'all. So, I'm on the truck and Reddit. Another article for y'all right here. So this is what it says. Companies such as Hound Labs have developed technology to assist with measuring marijuana use within the past few hours. Hounds Lab is a breath technology company that created groundbreaking technology to develop the first marijuana and alcohol breathalyzer. According to recent clinical studies by the University of California, San Francisco, marijuana stays in the breath for up to 3 hours. This time frame corresponds with the 2 to 3 hour window of peak impairment, identified by global researchers, such as the NHTSA and the European-based Nova Institute. Other studies have shown that marijuana impairs critical driving functions such as vigilance, time, distance, perception, etc. Obviously, it's going to do that. But like the first comment says, this could be the first step in letting truck drivers utilize cannabis in their off time where it's legal, basically making it like alcohol. You can test whether someone is currently under the influence instead of using a urine test that indicates if you've only used it in the last 30 days or so. So that's always been my thing. Even when coming into the trucking game, you don't be in trucking school for that long. So if you've been smoking, or you probably could have prepared yourself to stop smoking by the time you get to trucking school, but even still, by the time you graduate and you might have to get a hair follicle test, it still might be weed in your hair. You probably ain't smoked in 60 days, or close to 90 days by the time you finish trucking school, or sometimes longer. I feel like that's an overreach of the boundaries. Why are you looking at my hair to see if I've been smoking? I don't know if that's just y'all. That feels like an overstep to be able to, let me shave off your arm, hair, this and that and the third. Let me see if you've been smoking in the past 90 to 120 days. I might have smoked in the past 120 days. When I was on a boat somewhere, and then I decided to get my CDL license. Then I decided to come do this and come do that. What I do on my clock, like, you control our clock for 70 hours out the week. The other remaining hours that I have off of the clock, you shouldn't have nothing to do with. You shouldn't be giving a fuck what I do. I could be doing anything, the worst thing in the world. Like I told y'all before, we could all sit here and go smoke some ice. We can go meet Jesse and Heisenberg and go smoke some clean crystal meth, some crack. You can do some cocaine, and guess what? It's gonna be out of our system the very next day. Very next day, it's gonna be out of our system, and we could go ahead and get back behind this truck. Nobody knows the difference. We just gotta make it make sense, man. Like, I'm all here for truck drivers getting a quality of life, better quality of life. We need more pay. We need less regulations on certain things. Like, they already about to change a whole bunch of stuff after that immigrant crashed and killed them 3 people. Some of these changes seem to be for the better. But me allowing me to, like, y'all don't, like I say, y'all might think I'm on some fiend shit. I don't give a flying F about smoking no dope or no marijuana right now. I could care less. I'm getting this money, that's providing for what I gotta do. I don't care. But just give me the choice. Give me the freedom. That's a quality of life. That's a quality of life thing right there. If the technology exists, let's put it forward. If the breathalyzer works the exact same way that alcohol does, let us do it. Not everybody wants to drink. Some people have always naturally been smokers. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. Let us smoke our weed. That's it. That's all. I used to love weed. The science of it, everything behind it, this and the third. And I'll put it down. I'll put it down too. I don't put it down plenty times before. I keep saying this again because I know people gonna misinterpret certain things from the video, but we should be allowed to smoke weed when we off the clock at the end of the day. It's just that simple. And if y'all don't trust that people won't follow the rules and want to get high while driving a truck, which I don't know why anybody would do that, the exact same way, why the hell would you get drunk when you're driving a semi-truck? Use these breathalyzers. Let's get the ball rolling, because they talking about the Trump administration. It might, continue the thing with the bringing the weed, declassifying it and declassifying it so that it's cool on the federal level. If that happens, what happens next? The same thing that the ATA is wondering, what happens next if weed is legal in all states? They tell you, just because weed is legal in your state don't mean you can smoke and drive a truck. Don't mean you gotta drive these other states, man. It don't mean you can smoke and drive that truck. I don't know, man. All I'm saying is give us more ways to ease our stress. Some people need marijuana for pain relief. I've never been one of them people. Some people need it to get them hungry. Some people use it to help them sleep. I argue that there's more cases for marijuana than it is alcohol. I argue that. I can argue that all goddamn day. All I want is for us to have freedom of choice, ease up office, bring these weed breathalyzers in so you can see if somebody done smoked within the last couple hours. Perfect. Let's do it. Let's get the ball rolling on that. But they don't care. Obviously, they don't care. There's a lot of quality of life upgrades that the truck industry could use, and they clearly don't give 2 flying fucks about it. But yeah, that's just a little topic I had on top of my head, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I know some of y'all, a lot of people used to be former blowers. My old trainer used to be a weed smoker. All y'all, there's some people that still smoke weed and drive a truck. I'm just not gonna take that risk. Shit, it ain't worth it to me. You know what I'm saying? My CDL affording my lifestyle here, so I'm not gonna jeopardize it. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments below. We just hit 237 subscribers. Amazing, man, amazing. Wasn't expecting that. Was not expecting that, man. Road to 300. Let's do it, people. Let's do it, family. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.